Dear ones, slowly but surely, you will pull away from 3D words and actions. Not because they are wrong for 3D, but because they are wrong for you. This transition is not about end, but about this and only this. What was, including 3D you, is no longer. What is now is shifting you inside and out, as well as your interactions and, therefore, your culture. This shift is not localized in one portion of the earth. It is global. Even so, the concept of what was is no longer does not seem to be displayed in your outer world. Wars, anger, insults, and angst seem particularly obvious at the moment. Such is so for 2 reasons. Even though you have always been enmeshed in similar thoughts, activities, and fears throughout every earth life you experienced, those activities seemed logical, even right. Such is no longer true for you and millions of others. So you are horrified, even angry, as each new 3D action is activated. We of the universes indicated throughout this transition that those who wished to maintain their 3D identities even though that world was closing would become more strident and appear more substantial than they are. This is a time similar to that expressed in The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy and her companions are approaching the wizard's location, filled with fear and trepidation. Only to discover that the wizard has no power, merely showmanship. And so it is throughout the earth now. Those who continue to scream and create fear have not yet had their curtains pulled back. That will happen within the next few months. This calendar year is about ignoring the fear displayed and claiming your personal path, as was true for Dorothy, as well as her companions. For those of you who continue to believe the words of those who claim to be the wizard, fear and anger will simmer for a few more months. Those of you who know who you are now or are evolving into, will ignore those who do not wish to evolve. Because they are no more a part of your new world than the wizard was of the new lives of Dorothy and her companions. There is no need to eliminate anyone or anything other than your fears that all is lost. Indeed, all is being found. In fact, you are more likely to be in the Dorothy phase, where she merely needs to click her heels together, than the phase of entering the wizard's lair. Even though recent media news suggests you should be fearful, your expected fear is slowly, in your mind, and rapidly, in ours, disappearing as you begin to realize your new powers and interests. Ensuring those promoting 3D fear are removed from your world is becoming less important than discovering who you are. Even though it might appear as if you are merely discovering where the wizard lives, in truth, you are ready to click your heels together to create the path that is right for you. And just as was true for Dorothy's companions, you will discover that those you were once close to will have a different path that might or might not interact with yours. It is not that those who create a different path than yours are bad or no longer in your life, but instead that they are free to create the best path for them, as is true for you. And since no two paths will be the same, there will be some adjustment for many as they relish their freedom to be. Just as Dorothy created wonderful friendships she fondly remembered but had no need to continue once she realized she could create the life that most fulfilled her heart. So it is and will be for you. So be it. Amen.